Hello, welcome back to Graceful Embroidery. Yesterday I showed you I took one of the daily freebies and I combined it with a few others, and I did that in my software. Today we're actually going to do this on the screen of my Epic. Now, I hope you find this useful. You may not have Husqvarna machines, but the principle, I'm sure, is the same, whatever machine you have. So here on my Sonet, and I'm all logged in, I'm going to press the heart there, and if you press it a second time, it fills the whole page with all the designs that I have set up. And there are different ways of displaying it. That way we'll just give the names, and this way it gives pictures. Now here is the design that we sent to my cloud yesterday of the combination we did in my software. Now you can see here that I have 5 of the freebies listed up, but each one is here twice. Now you can't see the full names of these, but you need to identify the fact that some of them have a blue box around them and a red outline around the actual embroidery, and those are my designs that have outline alignment stitches. Now they are great because when you hoop up just your stabilizer, you stitch out the red outline first, and that gives you the shape of the embroidery and enables you to position it more accurately. You can put a t-shirt or a pocket or something, and when you can see where the outline is, it's easier to position it. And then the blue box is there for people who don't have that facility on their machines to do a box around to fix the fabric and the stabilizer in place. So I'm not going to choose any of the designs that have the outline alignment stitches. Perhaps we'll look at them again another day. I'm going to go for this one here because I know that this is the most recent design. And there we have it. It's opened up on the screen. And down here we have this very important wheel, and we have arrows top, bottom and to each side, and we can move things. So I'm going to take this one down and hold. I must admit I tend to use a stylus for the screens on my machines. I know that I could use my fingers, and certainly when I'm making videos for you I think it's a lot easier. Let's click back on here and see what else we've got. I'm going to now select yesterday's or the previous design. Now the Epic and the Epic 2 are different. I don't have my Epic 2 at the moment, it's being serviced, so I'm having to use this. Now we have a menu up here which we will be using. I need to rotate this, and I'm going to rotate it by grabbing that circular button. Now do I want that there? No, because I don't want to have 3 apricot blossoms all together there and nothing at the top. So I'm going to click this arrow here, which will take me back, and I can go back hopefully a few stages. I'm going to click this button here, and I'm going to flip it vertically, and then I'm going to, whoops, if you lose it you can just hopefully grab it again. I'm going to move it. I practiced this before and it was as easy as pie, but that's the way it goes, isn't it? Perhaps I will use my fingers, it's easier. Interesting. It's a matter of working out what suits you. So I've put that one there, and I'm going to copy it and move the second one up. Now you'll see here that we're beginning to have a slideshow of our designs. And unlike when we were in Stitch Editor yesterday, combining designs, and we didn't have the choices, or perhaps I failed to see that, of selecting them in the order that they go around the hooped area. I think we'll be able to do this on this one, because the little design that I have highlighted is always encased in turquoise. I hope you can see that. Now I'm going to grab it and I'm going to do it with my finger. I'm going to turn it slightly a bit more, and if I want to move it across I can use these, because I've got the whoops, you have to see what's selected down here in the middle of that bar. I wanted to put this one here. Now, as you can see, I didn't intend to do that, but it was my next feature. It's now got both highlighted, and I'm going to swivel them just a tiny bit, and then I'm going to pull them out. And what I'm looking at is where the ends of these two leaf scrolls appear. And I still want to go, that's it. Now, as you probably can see, I'm creating a design, a curved effect on this side of the embroidery. So my embroideries mustn't go over this line here, otherwise they won't sit nicely. The outline that's showing them up can be over that central line, but the actual embroideries mustn't be. So I'm going to take this down just a tiny bit. Let's see how that works, because here I've got a shape, the leaves are coming around like that. Now if I click this button here, it will copy it. And then I need to flip it horizontally, and then I can nudge this bit over here. Now, let's have a look at what we've got here. I'm going to nudge this up so that it appears as if the designs are aligned. But we're going to check that in a minute. If we close this down, we can see what we're doing just a little bit better. This one here, if we look down here, we see the dimensions. This way tells us that acrossways it's 0, it's in the centre, and it's -34 below the centre this way. If I grab this one, I think I'm going to, alright, if I don't grab this one and that one together, we get a box which shows where these are positioned, and their coordinates are 23.8 and 8.7. Now I'm going to click this one, take that one off and put that one back on, and we have the coordinates of these. Now if I remember, I've spoken so I have to think about this. This was 8.7. Did you see what I did? When I actually clicked on this, I was able to change the figures, just like you're able to change the position of the stitches when you're embroidering out. So that was 8.7, and that's -23. -23.887. And obviously one side will be 8.7 and this side will be minus. That's, yeah, it's 8.7, but here we're -23 and that one is 23. And when you go onto here, there is the minus button that you need to press first. If I put that in, 23.8, they both go over there, and that's not what we want. I'm just showing you how it works. So I'm going to hit this back button, and there we have our embroideries. Now I'm going to call up this menu again, which you don't need to do on the Epic 2. This one is going to stitch out first, then that one, then that one, and then that one, and then that one. And we're going to combine them, hopefully. Now, go, it says. We're going to take it over to the Welcome Embroidery Stitch Out page. Also, it's also very helpful to notice that on this little menu here, you can choose to move it and have it across here. I think I prefer it up on the side. And you can also change the order of your designs here. You select, if we wanted this one to switch to stitch out last, we would click this one. As you see, it's moving down and it now stitches out last. So we have this one, then that one, then that one, then that one, and then that one. Right, all little tricks which are useful. So now that that is all complete and we're happy with the design, we are going to go to the Welcome to the Embroidery Stitch Out page, and we're going to look at the hoop that's selected. It's a 120 by 120, we're fine with that. And we've got the right stitch plate in and the right foot. And all these are not important at the moment. What is important is the colour options, and I often have to look at this again because I get a bit confused. If you go for colour block sort and press continue, what will happen, it's asking us to attach the hoop. We're not going to do that now. It will stitch out all the greens, all the plums and everything, but it will stop between each colour, each section, each of these colours. If you don't want it to do that, you have to click this button here, which is in fact the colour block merge. And if we stitch on that, it's sometimes so easy to forget that there is so much information on here. So the colour block sorts intelligently all sorts of colour blocks so that the blocks with the same colour will follow each other. The colour block merge will actually not stop between them. So you need to be aware of what each of these does, and it's nice that actually you don't have to go back to the welcome screen, and you can change this because there are instances like if you had several designs on here and some had applique, if the applique colours for the connection, the stitch outs, you may want it to stop between each of them. So you could do, if say we wanted it to stop between one of these, because maybe we were just going to change the colour and be really random, we could take that off and it would stop between each, but when we'd finished the greens, we could put that back on and then we could do the plums. Now that's how I do it, that's how I understand it, but of course there's only one way to learn to do this, and that's actually going to be to stitch it out. So that's what I'm going to do now. I hope you won't mind that I didn't take a video of this design stitching out. I just took a few images. We had set everything up correctly, I was right, and I touched that button a couple of times just to make sure that things stopped at the right between each section of colour. But no, it all went very well. So it is just a case of playing with the controls on your machine and getting to know exactly what they do. And here you can see some really nice pictures, and I hope you like these very deep, dense French knots that come down from that double sprig of leaves. So you can do an awful lot on the screen of your sewing machine, and next time we'll do some combining in a different software program and see how that goes. Thank you for watching. Continue to enjoy these freebies. Happy embroidering. Bye for now.